Hello you guys and welcome back to another video. I'm Polydude. I'm so glad to have you here, and I've been putting a lot of time and effort into this video and I'm very excited to share it with you guys. It's going to be really cool, and today we're going to be talking about the top 5 strangest moves that Pokemon can learn. And there are some pretty bizarre ones on here, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm super excited. Here we go with number 1. So back in Generation 1, there were a couple of moves that used to be TMs that are no longer TMs anymore. One of those being Teleport. Now, Teleport's a pretty interesting move. It doesn't really do much in battle besides, like, you know, let you escape from battle. And outside of battle, you can kind of fly. It's kind of the same mechanic, but not really. You just teleport back to the last Pokemon Center that you healed at. Anyway, if you take a look at this list from Cerebi, almost every single Pokemon that can learn Teleport is a Psychic type, except for basically this one Gen 1 exclusive, where there are a couple of other outliers like Arcanine and Venonat and Butterfree that can also learn Teleport. But I just thought it was a lot weirder that this Clam, Shelter, and Cloyster can learn how to teleport. But you tell me which is weirder. But that's gonna wrap it up for our number 1 slot. Dancing in at number 2, we have Ludicolo, the first ever grass water type that was introduced in Generation 3. When it comes to Pokemon learning moves, you typically think that they have moves of similar type to their own, such as Ludicolo being able to learn Giga Drain. That makes sense. Ludicolo being able to learn Surf. That makes sense. It's a water type move. But when you come to coverage moves, some of these Pokemon can learn moves that aren't necessarily their type, but would still probably make sense within the theme of their character or characteristics based on their type. However, this is where things kind of get weird for Ludicolo, because it can learn a move that doesn't fit within its characteristics, in my opinion, and also definitely not its type. It can learn Fire Punch. Now, this isn't anything new. It can learn Fire Punch back in its debut generation. In Pokemon Emerald, there was a move tutor who taught the elemental punches: Ice Punch, Fire Punch, and Thunder Punch. So it could learn it all the way back then, and even to this day, you can still teach Ludicolo Fire Punch with a TM. Fun fact about this, there actually was a TCG card that was printed for Ludicolo as a Delta species. It was a Fire type, and guess what move it got? Yep, Fire Punch. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely think this is very strange. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I always thought Beheeyem was such a weird Pokemon, and I think just seeing on this list, it's pretty much at home here. Despite that, Beheeyem can learn a move that I believe goes against its characteristic and typing, that being Steel Wing. How can this Pokemon learn Steel Wing? It's not a Steel type, and it doesn't have any wings. It can't even learn Wing Attack, Sky Attack, or Fly, or anything like that. Even for it to be able to learn Teleport, it has to be an egg move, which is absolutely insane to me. So the fact that it can learn Steel Wing is just absurd. Some people theorize that this is because Steel Wing, the TM, is the number 51. So TM 51 is Steel Wing, and that can be correlated to Area 51, which can be tied to Beheeyem because it's an alien. But I feel like this is kind of a stretch, because just because it is an alien and Area 51 are correlated, I think doesn't mean that it should learn a move that doesn't make sense within its character. But hey, who knows, maybe this is just supposed to be a hidden Easter egg. Okay guys, Heatmore is a very weird Pokemon, and I totally understand that. But there's something very mysterious and strange about this Pokemon. If we take a look at the moves that it can learn during its level up, it actually can learn the move Bug Bite, which is so weird because if you look on Cerebi, it's the only Pokemon that isn't a bug type that can learn Bug Bite besides Mew and Drapion. But Mew can learn any move, and Drapion can evolve from a bug, so I feel like those two can make sense. However, I don't understand how Heatmore can learn Bug Bite. Yes, it eats bugs, but Pidgey doesn't get Bug Bite because it can eat a Caterpie. So I just felt like this was super weird, and I don't know how many people know about this one. We are at the final entry for this video, you guys, and I am so stoked to share it with you. If you wouldn't mind giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing if you liked this content, I'd really appreciate it, and I would love the support for the channel. I've been trying to grow this, and I want to make more videos like this in the future, so please let me know. And back to our entry, we're going to have the star of the show being Jumpluff. You see, in Generation 2, there was a new mechanic introduced that was called breeding, and from breeding, there was something called egg moves that you could get. Well, I was trying during my Crystal playthrough to find a way that I could earn some more money, and one of the things I looked into was using Payday, actually, and that's how I discovered this. You see, in Generation 2, Jumpluff can learn Payday as an egg move, But the funny thing is, it's not just like any normal egg move that you'd have to breed. Like, you can't breed it with a Meowth or anything like that. You have to do something incredibly special to get Jumpluff to have Payday, and it's totally doable still. So what you have to do is get a Pikachu, and this Pikachu has to be in Generation 1 for this to work. So you take your Pikachu in Generation 1, and you have to teach it Payday from a TM. And then from there, you have to trade it to your Gen 2 and put it in the daycare with a Hoppip or Jumpluff, and then your Jumpluff or Hoppip will know Payday. And this is the only way that Jumpluff can learn Payday. It's just exclusive to Generation 2. I tried to move it up through to Sun and Moon, and it literally is the only way to get it. And I think that's why this is so obscure, is because back in the day, Generation 2 and Generation 3 weren't transfer compatible, which means you couldn't move one Pokemon from your old game into the new Generation 3 game. So this is probably why it died. And not only that, but now with the Virtual Console, it is possible. Like I said, I moved up my Payday Hoppip all the way to Sun and Moon, and probably into BDSP, which I will do at some point in the future. But what's really cool is there's some other Pokemon that are just like this that are completely forgotten about that I just didn't have time to fit on this list. Like Lapras with Aurora Beam that you can breed with a Seal, and Seal with the move Peck that can be bred with a Farfetch'd. And these Pokemon can only learn these moves in Generation 2. So I do some live streaming over on Twitch, and I really want to shine hunt some of these Pokemon, so you should definitely go check that out and give me a follow. But anyways, you guys, this is going to be the end of the video, and I'm going to wrap it up. But I really appreciate you guys being here and just watching this content. It means a lot to me, and I'm so glad I finally get to share this with some people. So thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day. We'll see you on the next one.